French onion potato soup. And what we do to roast garlic is to expose all the cloves by cutting off the end of the garlic, but not from the root, okay? You keep the root attached. You cut the end off, drizzle it with olive oil, season it with salt and pepper, and I always put some aromatics in, like thyme or rosemary. Then, once it cools, you roast it about 40-45 minutes in a pretty high oven. I usually put it at 400. And then you squish it out, and you see it turns into just this paste that you can squish away from the jackets or the skins of the garlic. And then once we get it on the counter, we just simply mash it with the side of our knife, just like that, into this beautiful paste. Delicious. So you might want to make extra of this. It's a great ingredient to just keep in the freezer. In this pan, I've cooked down 5 large onions. They cook way down. Now we're going to marry all of that beautiful garlic in with those onions. When I put the onions in the pot, I seasoned them with salt and I threw in some fresh bay leaf. Now we're going to turn the heat up now that they're to the color that I like. We're going to turn them up, add a little heat with white pepper. And now it's going to get good. We're going to add 1 turn of the pan of dry sherry. And we're going to let that absorb into our onions with about 1/2 cup of crisp white wine. Couple of turns of the pan. Now we're going to let that all come together and get soaked up by those beautiful caramelized sugary sweet onions. In the center pot here, I've made a roux by melting 3 tablespoons of butter in a soup pot, sprinkling in 3 tablespoons of flour. Keep the roux white. The lighter the color of roux, the stronger the thickening agent it becomes. Then to that, I add 5 cups of liquid, 2½ cups each of milk, 2½ cups of chicken stock. I always add to dairy or dark greens a hint of nutmeg. It highlights the flavor. A little nutmeg. Now over here, I have a couple pounds of potatoes. We're going to take the potatoes and drain them off. And we're going to let some of that excess liquid evaporate. I put them right back into the hot pot. And then I'm going to reserve a few of these potatoes to garnish our soup. And we're going to use an immersion blender to puree the rest of the potatoes into our soup base. Now, once we get the potatoes mixed into that soup base, it's going to get really glorious. We're going to take most, but not all, save a little for garnish, of our caramelized onions, sherry, white wine, and roasted garlic, and stir that into the potato soup. Ah, no. We take our soup, fill up our bowls. Then up on top, we're going to take, where'd they go? Some of our leftover potato, right? Make a cute little layer there. And then we're going to take a lot of cheese. And then to serve, we take our reserved caramelized onions and roasted garlic and put even more of those on top, and then a little sprinkle of fresh thyme.